Hello and welcome, listeners, to another episode of Tactical Awareness. It's Season 3, Episode 32. We're winding down Haqqislam with the Ramah Task Force. Last of the party of the Haqqislam sectorials. In our Heroes to Zeros series, I'm joined by co-hosts Owen and Dan as we make army lists, talk about our favorite units, and then wrap up with anything we overlooked. So let's jump in, say hi to the boys, and get this going. Because why wouldn't there be?
I saw a post somewhere and I'm like, do I want to go to Ontario to just dark horse an event?
Go for
just it. Hello, season 17.
Welcome to the new season.
Yeah.
Well, why not? You just won Hotter Than Hell's Basement. We should probably talk about that. Is it a satellite?
It's not a satellite because it's continuously played at the same Legion Hall that like hard caps at 32 people or 30 people.
It was a different Legion. Well, they bounce between Legion halls.
It was the good one.
It was the better one for sure.
The better one.
Yeah, the one that has like nice chairs and a bar. The other one had a bar too. It didn't have nice chairs.
But not nice chairs.
Yeah,
can't have some nice chairs.
Sit down. Yeah.
Look, you got to have that spot where everyone goes and hangs out after their match and talks about how if the dice were different, they would have won.
So you went and got a tie to win again. Tell us about that. Yeah, got your masterful tie.
Just playing horrendously bad. Toa's not that bad. They're not great, that's for sure, but they're not bad.
Refuses to do a feation on Toa. Goes and wins the fucking 32-person tournament with Toa.
Yeah, 2-day event. Win with Toa. Yeah. I played Dan again. I made sure that Dan didn't win. As one does.
Just knocked him out in the first round?
No, fourth round. It was much worse.
Even better. Oh no, yes, hopes up. He did good. He did good. He had to fight.
And even that game, it was like I send in my man to go do his suicide run, and Dan's like, "What if I just pass every save?" And I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'll die then."
What if dice are good? Hooray!
Yeah, and no,
mind game. He mind gamed me and won because of the stupid fucking mind game.
Wow.
Yeah, he knew that I had a guy pretending to be a Gaurail.
I did not know it was a pretending. I don't know anything that your faction does.
It was the Tagma Breaker combi who pretended to be a Gaurail viral sniper or Gaurail sniper, just standing watching, and it was not.
You said he had a viral sniper.
Sorry, it was the Tagma MSV2 viral sniper. He pretended to be the better version of himself, which I couldn't afford.
Got it.
And then I had what's his face?
Legong.
Legong is the best.
Whose only weakness is viral.
Yep. And so he didn't want to go out because the MSV2 viral sniper might really mess him up. And then finally he's like, I've got to risk it. And I'm like, I have
Albedo and an emitter, and I could just like jump the gap and shoot, and it would be like, it would have been fine. But I was like, no. And then I also messed up my order pool, where my other list had the Dokubi in a smaller group, but then my other list that I played against you had to be in the big group. So I ran out of orders with Dokubi. Then we went too far to go back, and I was like, if I had 3 or 4 more orders with Dokubi, this is a completely different game. So that was just stupid. That's the main reason I lost.
He got panicked again. We got close again in the tournament, and then panic, and then I made mistakes.
That froze up.
Dude, my whole tournament was like, hey, look, it's a Crux Knight. Oh, look, he made like 7 Panzerfaust saves. How? Okay, well, let's hit him with a missile. Okay, he's still alive. Let's hit him with another missile. Okay, he's dead. Oh, look, next game. Hey, look, it's a Crux Knight.
Sounds like Panos real popular.
Just so many saves. No, it's what's the other guy with what's the other Crux Knight-ish guy?
Father Knight?
The guy with the
it's the
the Hetkari.
Hetkari, yeah. The next one was a Hetkari, where it was like, he was like, I can bring the Hetkari back with this doctor that's hiding behind this wall that I can't get to. And I'm like looking at his corpse and like, and I can't like quite get up to him close enough. So I'm just shooting him with my HMG, and he's just like, save as a corpse. And I'm like, what the heck? I even shot him with a missile while he was a corpse, and he survived. And I was like, I don't know what to do. It's like,
my games were.
I eventually killed them all, but I just sucked all my orders.
I had 4 cavalry sentinels, and I would coordinate and walk them forward just in the open or like out towards my opponent, and just keep asking if they want to reveal their camo stuff. And then as soon as they did and killed one of the cavalry, someone on my list would turn on and kill that guy. And then I would go back to walking the cavalry forward and then putting EM mines everywhere and being like, all right, well, that's my turn.
Hilarious little size 1 gunfighters in MSV1. They're so silly.
Yep. And then I spent game 3 horrendously dying for 3 turns until my opponent, his dice betrayed him in like the at the 11th hour where I'm playing against one of the flavors of nomads and I'm getting missiled basically the entire game. Here and there. No, it wasn't Corregidor. I think it was Bakunin. And he had like it wasn't the iguana. I kept thinking it was an iguana, and because it was proxied as something else. And I kept thinking it was an iguana, but I think it was a lizard.
It's the lizard's the one with the old kind of gatory out like loadout.
Yeah, he had an multi HMG, and it's just picking me apart. And I'm trading okay, but it's frontline, and like somehow I have to kill this tag. And at this point, I have no one. And in his final turn, as he moves into the front line, my 1 Tachiel, who is a BS-13 viral combi in a link, is face to face with the lizard at short range. And on his turn, he shoots me 6 times with that lizard, hitting on 14s, and I'm hitting him on 16s. And I win every roll, and he dies. And he's like,
that happens.
I guess I just lose. And I'm like,
Poor Doug.
Yeah, I guess. Because I'm like, I would just, and I didn't crit him. It was like, I rolled 2 15s. Oh, he doesn't crit me. Okay, I roll a 15 and a 7. And then the one time I roll like a 6, I'm like, oh, this is it. He rolls like a 5 and like 20. And then he's saving on like 13 or 14s against the gun. And then he just fails the viral saves and dies from it. And like the tag's immune to viral. So he's just taking 1 save on a 14.
Yeah.
And he fails them, and then his tag now is dead. Or then he goes unconscious, and he shoots it with the engineer kit, and fails, and it dies.
Fails against my target for
yeah. And then my turn goes, and now I have my own zone, and blah blah blah. But like, if not for that, like if he had done, even if he had just sat there and heavy flamethrowed me until I died, would have worked too.
He might not have had it if he had the EM grenade launcher. He doesn't have a heavy flamethrower.
Oh, maybe that was the case.
He probably didn't flamethrower.
I don't remember if he actually.
Most people take the grenade launcher / EM grenade launcher because a BS-14 grenade launcher is pretty fucking great.
Yeah,
but the 16-inch zero band, it's pretty great.
I don't know if
he has 7.
Well, I just don't know if that group needs it because they already because he had what's her name, Kusanagi. And she has a grenade launcher, and it's the exact same grenade launcher. So he might have been the flamethrower to save the point. But regardless, 4 dice on 14s against 2 dice on 16s. Eventually, you win one of those rolls, right? Like, and it just didn't happen, and it was brutal. And then my final game was a tie because my opponent is a coward.
Hear that, Matt? You're a coward.
You hear that? No, it was he played it really well, and like. Things went my way, things went his way, and then it came to the final turn and he was going second, so it was down to him at the last, and his Hatamoto was alive with 1 wound. Everyone around him is dead, and we're super close. It's annihilation, so you just have to kill the enemy. That's all you got to do. And his Hatamoto has to kill a whatever the engineer is called, or a
Coattail or Kosuil engineer.
He has to kill either a Kosuil or a Tachiel, the Lieutenant Tachiel, or he has to kill a Ektros. Those were the 3, any 2 of those. If he kills 2 of them, he wins the game. If he dies, he loses the game. And that's what he has to do. And he went, it's too risky. I might lose. I will not spend my 7 orders on my turn, and I will just end the game. And then we tied, which made me win the event because I was ahead. And I got all salty about it because I'm like, at least win. Like, try. Like, if you lose, fine. If you win, great. I don't mind either way. But this disgusting tie business.
Play for the tie.
I'd rather be dead. I'd rather lose. Just attack me and crit my guy into the ground. Yeah. I'd rather have
Well,
lost.
to be fair, he had 1 wound worth of heavy infantry trying to fight 6 wounds worth of heavy infantry. He probably picked right.
Yeah, but if you're losing the event, is that the choice you make?
I'd go to the mat too. I don't disagree. But,
Right? Like, I get where he's coming from. It was not likely. Like, it was going to be risky all the way up. But at the same time, you just win. Like, it's win or lose. You might as well risk the win, because if you win
One
it, you win it
opportunity.
all. You get one opportunity.
Yeah, just one life. Dun, 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 dun.
Mom spaghetti.
Raw mom spaghetti
You
tonight.
guys are so
Well,
gangster. Wow.
let's get back to the actual thing at hand here, which is here's the zeros. We are doing Ramah Task Force today as we pile through the remaining Haqqislam factions. Ramah is the newest of the sectorials for Haqqislam, and they're kind of the armored company, which is like a weird hack thing because hack is typically known for its skirmishers, infiltrators, impersonation units, and these guys get the big armor. They get the Maggie, which Owen has used to great effect before. You actually, I think, hilariously, when you started playing Infinity again, you decided you're going to take an army to the local game shop just to see what the local Infinity players were like. And you're like, I'll make a fun army. I'll take 2 Magariba guards. And no one knew what the fuck to do.
No, you misunderstand. The first time I went, I brought like what I played in early N3.
Right.
And I ran into Missabot Link Team, and I'm like, oh, this is stupid. I know what'll counter that. And I went, I'll bring tags. And I'll bring my favorite tag. And then I did 2
of them. And they were just reloading each other while they shot mines everywhere and
they were linked with a
360 visors.
Tack-aware Rem bots, because at the time they all had that extra order.
Back then you needed Tack-aware. Well, I think they're still Tack-aware actually. The Rafiqs.
No, they're not. The Rafiq is the only one who doesn't get Tack-aware, but they were also marksmanship with Red Fury. So they were legit little threats to back up the Magariba guard.
So you had the inside 24 range and the outside 24 range band gun basically covered with that thing, and then you had a bajillion orders and they would reload each other and blah blah blah.
Shoot mines, shoot people when shooting mines.
Yeah.
Suppress.
And then the neat thing is that there's a certain somebody in this faction. A certain somebody that I think probably all 3 of us took, and if they didn't, Dan, I don't know what to say about you.
What, Valyria?
No. All right, well, then scratch that one. And they also have probably the most flexible fire team because they can base it on Namurs, Kawars, Zaydans, who count as Ghulams, Naphatans that count as Ghulams, and Ghulams. And it goes all the way down to Duo. It goes all the way to the floor. They can take Saik, Beast Hunters, and Fiddler as well, FTOs to link in them.
This link going down to Duo with Ghulams is pretty wild, because not a lot of factions actually get that.
And Zaydans going down to Duo as well, which is just silly.
I just mean to say that, like, a lot of factions, usually the medium infantry guys, like Assassins, for example, like it
starts there basically, yeah.
The Muyibs, the Govads and stuff, but normally that Ghulam Naphatan gang are not duos.
But that's what I say about the heavy armors, because the Zed and the Quarries are both medium infantry, and they mix them into the light infantry link, so they can go all the way to the bottom. And the Quarry
Zayden is super solid on their own,
and then counts as a ghoulie
with the Ghulam or Naphatan for
a ghoulie doctor with a Zayden is no joke.
Even just the 11-point Naphatan just to give him his special dice and to sit behind him with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Is not bad.
Not bad. Does a lot of work.
I didn't bring it because we all brought that guy. Other than the Magariba guard, there's one thing that squats on this faction like a cancer. I'm not a huge fan of
fire teams. Let's face the fire teams. Mukhtars do Duo and Harris. Janissaries can go all the way Harris and Core. Not Duo though for the Janissaries and the Hortlock Janissary as well. Alpha Zid can join that, and so can Wild Bill, who's weirdly in this faction for some reason. And then we get what we were talking about earlier, which is the Armored Assault Fire Team. Either 2 Alpha Zids, 2 Shakushas, the famous Shakush, 2 Maggies, 2 Rafiqs, and a Zaydin can also hang out with them.
The Zaydin's a weird one.
How much choice they have.
I know. And then wildcards, Namur, Burkut, which counts as the Janissary, Tarek, Mansouri, who counts as a Kuwari, Leela Sharif, who counts as a Ghoulie, and then Yara Haddad, Rouhani, and Valeria Gromaz. And that's our fire team options here. So who wants to go first? Actually, we should just let Owen go first because we just talked up his army. So why don't we throw that in the chat and see what's going on?
Oh, I can go first. Then I can put it. I got it there. It's all good. I just didn't put it in there's the chat. Here's the list. Here's the code. So I've started playing 10 model lists in the last little while. More guys that look like 10 model lists. This one, it is a 10 model list. But it's got Tarek Mansouri, and might as well talk about him now because we're going to talk about him every time otherwise. At the beginning of N5, Tarek Mansouri was kind of stupid. He's still kind of stupid, but at the beginning of N5, he was much worse, where you were super jumping 8-8. This is a model that has no weakness. There's no real counterplay to him.
Let's talk about his core stats. He's a tag almost. He's a 6'4", 23 CC, BS 13, Fizz 14, Whip 15, Arm 3, BTS 3, but with immunity arm. And then 2 wounds, but also actually doesn't know when he does he? Just 2 wounds.
Yeah.
He used to be,
but he has I think. BS attack -3.
Yeah, BS attack -3, CC attack -6.
Natural Born Warrior.
Yeah, MBW.
Warhorse, immunity arm, super jump 3, dodge +2, stealth. And so you have a guy who can't be isolated. He's immune to effects of weapons outside of the BTS ones, but you can't EM the guy because he's got Warhorse, so he can't be isolated. He's got combat instinct, so you can't surprise attack him. His Warhorse also protects him from BS attack minuses. Combat instinct protects him from surprise attacks. And then he's also just really good in CC because he's Natural Born Warrior 23 with a CC -6. And because of his immunity arm. And yes, super jump 9. And so here you have this guy who is incredibly fast, good in CC, has stealth, has Warhorse, has immunity, has combat instinct, AP Spitfire with BS attack -3. Yeah, he's only BS 13. That's not the top. But when you're immune to 90% of the stuff that can come back at you, and even like that, he avoids the fact that because he's a medium infantry, you can't even immobilize him. You can't hit him with a carbonite.
Can't hack him. Nope. Can't hack him. You can target him as best you can do.
The best you can do is target him. Yep. And then you're not going to shoot a missile on this guy because he's immunity arm and he's with 15.
So he's got a DA close combat weapon that's PS5. He's got an AP Spitfire Pulsar +1 burst or an AP rifle light shotgun Pulsar +1 burst. And then he's got tack aware and then both weapon profile edits get Lieutenant +1 order. So and with Lieutenant +1 order, we should also mention that there are several NCO options in this army.
There's only 2, but one of them links with him.
Yeah, so. It's a Ghoulie, and then one of them links with him, which is the key one, which is the Kuwari,
right?
Mark 12 Kuwari.
But I'm of the opinion that if you're going to play this faction, you're doing it because you want to bring Tarek and you want to run around with a Superman. And everything else that we're going to talk about are fun things that exist here because I think there's a lot of fun stuff in this faction, but all of it is overshadowed by this guy. There's nothing in this faction.
From a bad case of you take something else for a gimmick and then you go, man, I wish I'd taken Tarek. Right? You have all these moments in the game where you're like, it sure would be great if I could jump 9 inches up on top of this building and just plunging fire down into this this Link team that's hanging out in a courtyard.
Sure would be great if all that EM stuff you had just didn't work.
Just didn't work on me.
And then I could kill them all and they couldn't fight back because they have emitters and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So his profile and his versatility, it's one of those times where you have all of these other cool profiles, but you all kind of compare them to but what if I just took this guy? What if I took this great super fighter? And he's your lieutenant, so why not?
And for 53 points, which I think is the one, that's the Lieutenant AP Spitfire man. Yeah. How is an Alpha Zed going to compete with that? 49-point Alpha Zed.
How's a Janissary going to compete with that?
Right? The Janissaries at least are cheap, right? They're 30-ish points for a Janissary now. They just keep going down. But an Alpha Zed is the same size 5 kind of guy. And for the benefit of gaining 2 armor, he loses not hackable, CC, BS attack -3, immunity arm, super jump.
He's still combat
like-
instinct, 6th sense warhorse, so he's immune to like all the negative mods that aren't mimetism, basically. And his gun, he's a bit upgunned, right? Because he's got a heavy machine gun with a grenade launcher and stuff like that. But you're right.
I mean,
like,
an AP
he's never gonna
Spitfire, pretty close to an HMG. Just the
no,
range
sure.
band.
What I'm
Yeah.
saying is like the range bands are relevant on Terra because he'll get to wherever he wants to fight. This opposite's gonna lumber around the table
With
like,
his sweet 4/4.
hoping somebody comes into range. Exactly. That's where the argument becomes hard. Now it's a 10-point difference if you're going sorry, it's not quite 10. If you're doing the heavy rocket, it's 10 points. If you're doing the
HMG, which
it's 4 points. It's a 4-point difference.
And like I'm looking at that as the HMG is the active guy. But anyway, I only used him as an example because I don't have to go out of the faction. It's like fairly close equivalent point model. Or I mean, we could compare him to a Shakoosh who has an AP Spitfire.
Look, man, we've already dunked the Shakoosh enough. Leave him alone.
I tried playing a game with him the other day.
He's got to do in this faction.
It went badly.
He's a great model.
Anyway, so there's Tarek. He's in my list, and he's doing with the Kawari because he can do it with them, and he gains.
Is it the
benefit.
NCO MSV2 Mark 12 Kawari?
No, it's a doctor.
Because
Because if I screw up with Tarek in some way, I can doctor him back.
Yep, that works.
It's unlikely, but it's possible. So my Whip 17 doctor is standing by. And also he can do special objectives where Tarek gets stopped. Kawari are little Tareks. They're basically the exact same as him with 1 wound.
BS stack SR -1 instead of BS stack -3. And
Yeah.
then, still combat instinct, bonus to dodge, immunity arm, natural born warrior, religious, super.
I guess they're not Warhorse.
They're not wars. They're the lowest level of the super soldier program because all these guys are basically the Haqqislam Captain Americas. They have the super soldier program serum that they're given that makes them like big super.
There's a middle tier super soldier that's further down. I also have the Kawari chain of command for the disco balls. So like I have a Harris with my Tarek. And it also ups their fizz for dodging and ups their whip for discovers.
Mhm.
And then I have a core link of 2 tack-aware Namurs with Layla. I just think they're neat. This is like if the Kawari were the bottom of the super soldier program, these guys are like 1 up on the super soldier program on their way to Tarek. They're 6'2", they're climbing plus. They are immunity enhanced. They're specialists. They have BS attack plus burst. They have CC attack plus burst. They're BS 13. They have 2 wounds. They're medium infantry as well, so they can't really be hacked. And then the ones that I brought have breaker rifles, light shotguns, EMRATs, and D charges, and then EM close combat weapons. They're not really good at fighting, but if they had to just bludgeon a tag or like a heavy infantry that wasn't a melee guy,
rifles, no joke. Like if they get up close, and then +1 burst in melee with an EM close combat weapon as well.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
like
and then even just the double tap EMRAT, right?
Yep.
Like here's 4 EM saves, and you can't kill me in ARO because I have 2 wounds and immunity enhanced.
Yep.
And then dodge +3 just for fun. They dodge on 15s if you're in a bad situation. And then Layla's there because she's great and she can't really keep up with them, but I bring her around just because she can do classifieds that involve needing to hack someone. I got my duo of Zayadins where I went for HMG Zayadin. He's a machine. Zayadins are also, these are actually probably the actual bottom of the super soldier program because they also have combat instinct, marksmanship, regeneration, warhorse. And so they're BS attack shock built in, which is kind of neat.
Their thing is they're the guys who are training to become super soldiers. So they're the kind of the best of the best of what you can be unenhanced, right? Because they just have the usual human stat line. They don't have any kind of armor enhancement or big stuff. But they're really good shots and they do regenerate. That's right. Yeah. They have the little cuff that like brings them back to life.
Yeah. But then that's a duo with a doctor again. Because I'm only running 10 guys, and so my intention here is that all of my guys are going to survive. Yep. And then I just brought some remotes. I brought the Rafik so that he could be a side do objective man, and then a flashball spot just to exist.
Does this qualify for the no stripping?
It does not, because I have 2 tack-awares.
You have 2 tack-awares.
I had a version of this where they didn't have the tack-aware, and then I couldn't be stripped, but then I went, you know what? Go ahead.
You're
just taking the tack-awares, basically. Yeah.
I'm going to use those tack-awares anyway, and Tarek still has 10 orders. So
well, you still got 2 lieutenant orders as well on top of it, right?
That's what I mean, right?
You have an NCO? No, you don't have an NCO
No.
on this one.
no, I'm banking on dying in my active turn and ducking in my reactive turn, and then I'll heal him before I go into loss of lieutenant.
That's right.
So, interesting fact: if you have lieutenant plus 1 order and you generate 2 lieutenant orders, that doesn't count towards your 10 for stripping.
No,
But if
attack
you
order
have
does.
strategos and you use strategos to make them, then you can strip.
Correct.
Anyway,
That means the first turn you can't use your Strigos.
The jury is still
there
out,
may be a
though.
decision not to use strategos first turn, not get stripped. But a lot of
jury,
strategos have counterintelligence. So,
As near as I can tell, the jury is still out on if you have a lieutenant plus 1 order and you go into loss of lieutenant and then you bring him back, and then at the end of your turn pick him as your lieutenant, does he still have plus 1 order?
yes. Question mark?
What would be?
Because the rules around picking that new lieutenant means they lose all of the abilities of that lieutenant. Like, it has like a specific term, something like that, and it references lieutenant plus 1 order, but it says that when you're picking a new lieutenant. So is picking the same guy a new lieutenant?
No, he's the same guy.
Right?
Yeah, so that seems pretty cut dry. It's the same dude. He gets his skill.
But he was not your lieutenant, and then you picked him as your lieutenant. Is he?
Was there somebody if there's somebody in between, then I say he wouldn't.
Right? Like, it how much of the ship of Thetheus did we build?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a fun thing. So anyway, just don't die. That's the trick. But yeah, this list is like hyper fast. 5 out of 10 of the models here are immunity or immunity enhanced. Half of them have double wounds, and the few people who can't really fight like the front group are just going to hang out in the back shooting HMGs or hiding. And that's it. And that's the whole gimmick. It's not really scenario built. Like, you could probably play this on supplies pretty well. The Nemours would walk up and just pick those up, and then Tarek flies past and dies killing.
That'd be fun.
Or getting flash pulsed, like when Dan plays.
Mm-hmm. All right, Galaxy, it's your turn, buddy. You're up next.
So,
Bigly Link ? Is the name of this list.
I brought Tarek, and now he's BS14 with 6 cents. Because he's a 5-man group.
Yep.
They're all with the 4 other quarries. Quarry. I apologize to anyone of that nationality. So we got Tarek, AP Spitfire, obviously. And then I brought his chain of command. The chain of command is being dragged around with him. However, also in the arm, he's got the disco baller. Very useful. Although Tarek wants to fight basically everything, sometimes it's a little awkward to move up as fast as you want to, so you throw a disco baller down as you're running up. And that helps. Or, if Tarek wants to punch someone in the face, then not have to take out the 5 other AROs.
That's fair.
Good old disco ballers. Then we have a medikit, or a doctor +3. It's so funny, I was playing, and the doctor ran up, and it was like, I'm going to heal Tarek. And he rolled a 17. I was like, ha ha! And then he's like, oh, no, I'm a Haqqislam doctor. I was like, oh, I forgot. And so he got back.
Yep.
And then I got, I don't know, heavy rocket launcher, and then the NCO Mark 12. The NCO Mark 12, I'm not sure about. NCO's nice because he runs around.
You get to use that order right away.
Together.
Yep.
But also, you got that MSV2 for, like, if you're facing that, like, MIM 6 guy. Is there a MIM 6 guy with Warhorse? I don't know. But maybe Tarek doesn't want to fight.
Tim's the only guy, like Mim's the only guy that Zarek was Tarek doesn't want to fight, right? Because the only thing he doesn't ignore. So having a guy that can solve that problem is handy to have in the list.
Yeah, but like
suppressing mimetism 6 is a problem for Tarek.
It's a problem for everybody.
It is, yeah. But him in particular, but like he's kitted to fight everything but that, basically.
Right. So this guy kind of fits in that kind of scenario, but at the same time he's got pull-dars, so you just walk up and be like, "Hit me." Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In all fairness, he actually probably can beat a lot of those MIM 6 suppressing guys because anyone he's shooting, he'll be at that minus like 9, but they're going to be at least minus 6, probably minus 9 back.
Yep.
Right. So it's not going to be great, 16. But it's fine because he's got
like both of them are bad kind of thing.
And he's got dice. Yeah.
You got the dice and the doctor behind him. Beast Hunter, because who doesn't love a camo guy that runs around with a heavy flamethrower?
He's pretty great.
3 flash ball spots because I needed points. A Shakoosh pilot because I needed points. Just another little 9-point guy that can just hang out. And maybe do a specialist thing if he needs to, but mostly just a cheerleader. And then the second group, we got Valyria, Layla, and a Gulam. So the Gulam's also got the NCO to, if we need to throw some smoke grenade launchers somewhere to help move things around.
That guy gets included so often in everything. He's such a mainstay of everyone's list.
That's solid. It's like expensive at one Swick, but then you're like, I don't need Swick.
Well, and also the core of all of these links are Gulam, you know what I mean? So like the fact that you can go all the way to duo and just include this guy and use Tarek's orders just means it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yep. But mainly Valyria is the one with the picture with the hacker. And if something I just need to hack something, or if there's a tag or something that's weird or hiding, if there's someone hiding that Tarek can get to everybody. But I don't know. There's just something there. You can spotlight things so Tarek can see even easier to hit things. Just throwing some pictures out there with the firewall with Layla. And Layla's solid as well. She's got the killer hacker.
Yeah. We've included Layla in almost every faction we've done so far for hack. She's shown up at some point.
It's a good little Harris there. And then just a couple of baggage bots to, again, cheap orders because I spent
reload pictures
on all the quarry.
Yeah. Well, and you got is there Panzer on the Beast Hunter? No. But you've got disco balls that can reload. You've got
I took the wrong Panzerfaust. I meant to take the Panzerfaust instead of the tactical bow.
Did you? There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, why do you not have a Panzerfaust in this Beast Hunter? This seems strange. This seems the wrong way to take this thing.
I was like, is there a Beast Hunter just works? No.
Oh, and did Dan make a pretty good Ramah list?
Does it have Tarek in it? Nailed it.
It does, yeah.
Right? Like,
perfect.
This is
kind of hard not to.
I mean, you just turn your brain off and you fire Tarek at the enemy, and then unless you get really unlucky, you'll probably be all right. Don't end in a dangerous place. That I think is the biggest lesson of this.
He doesn't like to be reactive. He likes to be active and
I think my favorite part about this is there's 5 guys that all super jump 9.
They'll probably on the turn line.
It doesn't have jet propulsion, but still you're just like
you're probably on a roof at some point.
So you're like, do you want to fight Tarek? No, I get to go anywhere on the board I want in like 3 orders. Yeah. Do you want to fight Tarek? Okay, I kill you.
You better be able to fight Tarek. And there's not a lot of people that can do that. Certainly not an ARO.
Yeah. No, when he's active. When he's active, he's pretty great. You could outrange him, but he'll just fall into cover or go prone. And like you usually get one chance to kill in one go.
And his friend has a disco ball. It's just with him, right? Yeah. Like that guy will just be like, okay, there's a window where we might have to fight. Disco. Okay, we're good.
Well, you're good. Bye.
I really like that Quarry chain of command.
Yeah.
Because, he's a specialist, disco baller with BS-13. He's also really good in melee.
Yep. Well, that's the one thing Tarek can't really do, right, is push a button. So if you can bring someone in like a chain of command to go do
I got 2 specialists with him.
Exactly, yeah. All right, well, mine is called Starter Ramah. Starter Ramah. I missed this opportunity. I'm going to rename it Starter Ramah, because why would I not? And I went all the way to 15 dudes. Group 1, 10 orders. We got a Zayden hanging out with the Ghoulie Doctor. He's got an HMG because they both have the Ghoulie tag. So we're doing duos for days. I've got my Go Push Buttons group, Zayden Breaker Rifle Light Shotgun with a Ghoulie Hacker. Nafitan, light flamethrower with a Ghoulie NCO. It's just like border guards basically to hang back and like watch objectives and things. And then Tarek the Man Mansuri with his AP Spitfire hanging out with that Quarry NCO. Mark 12. And my answer to drag a doctor with him instead was I'm going to have my Hakim with a Nazmat A2 because nobody brings this thing. And I think he's neat. I think it's neat to have a parachutist that regenerates with a +1 burst medkit because guess who loves getting shot with medkits to come back to life? Is that fucking Fizz 14 Tarek Mansouri.
You know, it's funny. I did actually have him in that variant list of mine because he had just the NCO with him, like you did.
Yep.
And for the exact same reason, because I think that's like we did it. We finally put Tarek down, and you're like, model's going to use his own order to walk in off the side. To walk in the board,
You're like, there's no doctors on the board that I can see, right? You're like, not that you can see.
There's this Gula. He's way in the back. Okay, I don't care about that.
And if it's risky, I've got this size 1 Nazmat A2 that can run up and do it, and he's got parachutists as well. So you've got a peripheral servant that can go and do that. And this guy's a doctor +3. So if I want to whip 18 him, I can with the Nazmat, or I can just eat a bunch of medkits at him. And this dude regens, and he's a cool button pusher. He's just a pocket piece that, because Tarek almost always is gonna be wandering off having adventures, doing things, this guy can come in and respond to that, where if the game's gone totally tits up and I've got a Tarek pinned down halfway across the field on a last wound, I can send this guy to go fix him. And then the last model in that group is just a Fanus, which I think this is the faction you get 3 of them for some fucking reason. It's
the tag faction.
It's the tag faction. So you get 3 cheap orders if you want, which goes down real smooth with these little tiny fire teams. And because I've got that Ghoulie hacker, I decided I'd take a BS guided missile launcher, because if you have a hacker, why not throw it at targeted? Monstrucker with a Nazmat, because that Monstrucker is great and lets me deactivate things if I want. He's also a Climb Plus engineer, so he's great at going and pushing buttons. Double Triangle Fire Rafiks, because I actually really like the Rafiks for 13 points. And Tri-Hooded Fire is no joke. So the goal there was if, again, there's something that's far off that Tarek is having a problem with, this guy can go and get that button pushed. And then finally, a Camille Baggage Bot to do some reloading, and to just be another cheap 8-point, because I had the extra points. I upgraded a Fanus to a Camille. Actually, both Fanuses could be Camille's if I wanted to. But I didn't bother because they're harder to hide.
So if someone had a lot of camo, then it's annoying to go root them all out. But if you run up with a couple of Rafiks, then it's like, do I reveal?
All get sensors. Yeah.
Or do you gotta wait for him to come close enough to censor and reveal all of us?
Yeah.
So it could solve some problems.
Yep, I like them. I like their loadout, because they can also push buttons if they need to in a pinch, and they're fast, 6'4". And that's it. So mine's a little more meat and potatoes. All 3 of us took Tarek, though. All 3 of us took Quarries. I'm glad I took the Hakim, which was something somebody else hadn't taken.
Hakim's cool. I didn't realize it was. I didn't even know he existed.
He's a weird piece because he kind of came out as a splash, and he didn't have. I think he's better because he's actually one of the things in this list that got elevated by Tarek's glow up, right? Because Tarek is the prime candidate for someone like this guy to come in and doctor.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I think that having this mini tag running around gives this guy the opportunity to kind of really shine. So what didn't we talk about? We've covered Fiddler. We've covered Lee. Well, you took Lee. We've covered
the Nahab.
A Nahab Aeromobile team. So this is the other half of the Hakim. They're the jump, almost heavy infantry. So they're the no wounding cap. But I don't think they're immune to
these guys are.
Oh, they're immunity arm and immunity crit. They're very hard to damage.
Yeah.
Well, look at their skills list.
I know.
Berserk, PS attack -3, Courage, Decoy 2, Dodge +2 inches, Frenzy, Immunity Arm, Immunity Critical, Jump 3 inches, Martial Arts 3, No Handicap, Stealth, Terrain Total. So they're kind of other, they're Decoy. You've got some parachutists.
It's kind of wild
how
against the grain this one unit is against almost all hack models.
Yeah.
Almost all hack models are hyper specialists. They do the thing and they do the thing. And this guy is
everything.
What if we could do everything? Well, you're going to cost 38 points then. Okay, never mind.
Well, the Red Fury one does. The one with a gun does. The rest of them don't have guns though. But there's a killer hacker, which is cool.
The emitter killer hacker is pretty good.
Yeah, there's a parachutes version and an infiltrator version, and the fact that they can go marker state because they have the ability to do cyber mask is pretty great.
Yep.
And then they've all got viral close combat. It's CC23, which is crazy.
with martial arts level 3 and BS attack minus or no, BS attack minus. What the heck?
Immunity crit, immunity arm in CC is two really good abilities to have.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually,
you can't be
because like
insane in CC.
Yeah,
because it's almost always a crit off against those like higher tier melee guys. And if you have immunity arm and critical, it means you just can't die against most weapons in close combat.
The first roll. Yep.
You get one mulligan.
Yeah. No, I mean, does this guy ever make it to any of those people?
No.
Maybe.
You also 7. Like camo or something, you know?
The killer hacker. No, well, the killer hacker does. The killer hacker can make it because he has his
yeah, he goes cyber mask, jump 7, walk 4, jump 7. Haha, I'm here now. And then he frenzies and now he frenzies and he can't do it anymore.
He's only got a submachine gun.
He's got an emitter.
Has to punch him.
He's got an emitter and a zapper. All right, so we talked about them. The Najaran we don't really need to talk about because it's the standard area.
Yeah, the Nahabs are also unique to Huck. They don't.
Yeah. The Mukhtar Active Response Unit. This is
these guys are awesome.
+4. They're again like pseudo heavy infantry with no immunity shock and no winning cap. And they've got viral rifles, boarding shotguns, rifles with like engineer loadouts and hacker loadouts, so like FO with flash pulse and decharges, hacker with light shotgun and decharges, and an MSV2 Red Fury.
Yep.
So
that's our boy. Mimetism, forward deploy, Red Fury.
Yeah.
2 wound. Like,
and again, PS13, so he's no joke at shooting, 6'2". He's like a weird sweeper kind of.
Yeah, I think he's solid. Like this is the Haqqislam profile. Like between him and the Nahab, who are kind of the same guy, this guy went, I'm here to shoot people. And the other one went,
I'm
here
specific to what I do. I do it,
to do stuff. I could dodge on a 17. Yeah, that's real cool, man. Anyway, I'm gonna kill that guy.
I'm gonna just run through this guy into oblivion.
Yeah. Oh,
but and that's why he's cheaper, right? He's 34 points.
Someone taking Namur?
Talked about we're into Alpha.
I took the Namur. He's great.
Okay. Namur is also unique to this faction.
Yes, he's awesome. He's really, he's
and
really
I like
two of the Sakawara ones to break rifles. Yeah.
Well, because they also have X visor. Like I don't know if I actually mentioned that during it, but it means that up to 32 they shoot on zeros.
Yep.
So like worst comes to worst, you're a 5 dice breaker rifle on 10s, 32 inches away.
Yeah, those guys are pretty good actually.
It actually is a real problem for Spitfire tags. Spitfire tags do not want to fight that.
Well, especially because of how fast this thing's coming after you. Because like if there was just a duo of 2 of these, if they do their actual, like if they actually use climbing, like for the climbing plus, they walk 8-2. So they just like wrap around a building, they shoot you on 5 dice, and then the next order they're in range to hit you with that Emerat. That was scary.
Legit. All right.
And you can't kill them because they have 2 wounds in their immunity.
Yeah. Dr. Mr. the Alpha Zid. We talked about him already when we talked about him compared to Tarek, but again, this guy's a slow gunfighting like anchor piece.
He got left behind. I'll be honest.
He got left behind. Yeah. With Mind Layer, he's needed as a defensive piece, but this isn't a defensive army, right? They go off and pick their fights. They don't necessarily. Fights.
What does he defend against? Like he's got combat instinct, sixth sense, and warhorse. These are all great abilities, but he's BS 13 and has a rocket.
Yep.
Like
he's an active turn fighter. You're right, absolutely. But I'm saying but his stats and his slowness are like defensively placed with Mind Layer. So like as I'm saying is his build is weird because like half his profile is kind of decided to like sit around and hold a point. And I guess he's not going to be using his guns half the time because people just avoid him unless they come fight him.
I look at him, and we talked in the previous, maybe 2 ago, when we talked about the Azrael, because these are the same guy, right? Like they're the same size, and you can this profile like of the Alpha Seed is kind of where the Azrael was a while ago, and the Azrael just kept getting buffs, and now he's the monster that he is with like SR -1, continuous damage, AP HMG, and he's 37 points. And you look at this guy, and for 13 more points. You get a weaker gun and 6 cents and combat instinct warhorse, sure. But you're still BS 13, still armor 5, still slow. But your gun's just shittier. I think he needs a glow up in like a different direction than the Alf or the Azrael went. Give this idiot immunity. Go nuts. Like
he shares factions with like Ikari and White Company or Dashat, sorry.
Which is probably why he's been kept down.
Which is like
those guys have anything.
Like, they're like, we don't want them to have anything good. Therefore, Ramah, just he keeps them, but it's no good. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's brutal. I love this guy. He's got 2 really good models, like the rocket one with holding the SMG.
Well, he used him all the time. Back when he was the only option, that's when you used him. Back when tech wasn't great.
I used this guy because there was a window where he wasn't bad, and having Mind Layer and 6th Sense, and like I think he had, I want to say he had 360, but I feel like I'm just wrong. I'm thinking that it's just 6th Sense that let him turn around.
Yep.
But like he was the guy who could defend your base, but against like the modern units, like he's not going to stand up.
He suffers from that old design, the same way that like US Ariada does. Right. He's an old profile in a new world surrounded by guys that got glow ups.
You want to spend 50 points on a smoke grenade launcher? It's on a 13. Like,
all right, the Burkett, the Aerospace Engineering Regiment. Would you like doctors that have 0G and immunity to continuous damage and can, I don't know, shoot short range guns? Because that's solid. What these guys are.
This guy's solid. He just doesn't. Cool. He shows up if you want to bring a tag.
That's it. Yeah. So engineers basically that have wild card and then like
2 wounds, mimetism.
Gets close to your tag. Yeah. They're just spendy, right? They're spendy because they're all in the 25 to 30 point range.
It's because they've got high defensive stats and they have no wounding cap immunity. So they're 2 wound dudes, but they're that like pseudo.
Not immune to ammo types, but they're immune to continuous damage and shock.
Yeah. You said doctor earlier, but they're engineers.
Yeah. This is doctor, sorry, yeah, engineer. And then we got our Hortluck Janissaries. Janissaries at a discount because
he's the
MSV
unique
one.
This is the super Janissary. This is Janissary who didn't go to kill you school. He went to like kill you with a fancy gun school.
Yeah. So like, well, they don't have the Ross. They're like a light Janissaries. They don't have the 2 wounds native. They have the shock immune, no wounding cap. But they have stealth, combat instinct, and SR -1 BS attack, and MSV 1. And then they've got K1 marksman, which is the profile, I think, and then AP SMG, AP sniper, AP SMG chain of command, and an AP SMG.
You don't think it's deactivator disco ball emitter?
I like him too. Like he's fine. But like if you're gonna take one that's like the gunfighter version, I think it's the K1 marksman rifle.
Like he's almost like a waste of the disco baller. He's like, I got my PS attack SR -1 disco baller.
But an emitter with SR -1 is no joke.
Emitter is useful.
It's great.
Like absolutely. K1 is also no joke with SR -1, but like emitter, because the deactivator is actually relevant with him because he can save his little Janissary buddies from repeaters. Like he risks himself, but at least he can sit there and go, I turn it off.
But you can also reactivate his disco balls.
Yeah.
Also that.
My thing was that the rest of his stats lean harder into the K1 marksman and then to just the emitter.
Fair. Yeah.
Because SR -1 on an AP on a K1 is real good.
I guess my perspective is like the only way I'm bringing this guy is if he's duoed with a Janissary, and an SR -1 K1 is cool and all, but big Janissary is just going to use the HMG, right?
Sure.
And then that guy will do the big killing, and I'll use this guy when I'm like emitter a tag or disco balls.
Yeah,
that was my thinking.
We didn't really talk about we've talked about Janissaries in a previous episode, so we won't bother going through those, but we didn't talk about the Magariba Guard.
He hasn't shown up yet.
That's right.
This is his first showing.
This is his first arrival. 360 baggage, ECM guided -6, hacker -3, SR -1, dodge fizz 10, even though he's fizz 17, gizmo kit fizz 11, religious, tack aware, and terrain desert. And then there's 3 profiles, multi HMG with EN carbine +1 burst that I think is pretty cool.
+2 burst.
+2 burst, sorry.
It's even crazier.
It's burst 4 EM carbine. And then we've got the grenade launcher heavy rocket variation and the heavy flamethrower +1 burst mine dispenser, which was your old favorite. They're all roughly the same points. It's 1 more point for the EM carbine. Everything else is 71.
That's right. You do bring the mine dispenser still.
Yeah, he's kind of a no-brainer.
The built-in baggage, like it's so good. He can just reload himself.
He can fire both.
Return,
doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yep.
Automatically reloads himself.
Well, even if it's not even end of turn, because reload's a short skill now, he can just cruise around reloading when he doesn't have something else to do.
That's right.
Like in that moment where it's like 8 inches to get to the corner, he goes most of the way, and instead of just dirtling, he just reload my mines, or I'll shoot a mine in a random direction.
He skips his 4-inch move. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he got ECM Hacker, on a whip 14 tag, so he's like surprisingly resilient to just getting shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, he probably suffered the most from the fact that he lost his pilot, who was a legit doctor.
He was an actual doctor.
At least he got tackle-aware.
Yeah. You got a remote tackle-aware. You got tackle-aware. No remote presence.
Fizz 17. That's the highest, right? Is anyone bigger than Fizz 17 or also Fizz 17?
Most tags are Fizz 17.
Are they?
All the big Pano tags used to be.
You're right. So I thought he was like slightly bigger for some reason.
No, the Yodam is, I'm pretty sure. He is slightly bigger. He's the only size 8 model in the game.
Well, now I'm going to go check. The Yodam is 17. Yeah. If anybody was, it was going to be him.
I'm pretty sure all the big ones are.
Yeah.
So probably Gator is too.
Yeah.
Anybody's like a big size 7.
Cutter's 15.
I bet the Salamander is. Gator's 15 as well, actually. Geckos, iguanas.
It might just be
16.
like, it might be that him and the Yodam are the big two.
Avatar definitely is.
If there was anybody who it was going to be, it would be him and the Yodam, right?
Like the Guiche is only 16.
Avatar is 16.
There you go.
Guiche's only 16. I wonder how much the Oyoroi is.
Yeah, so it's just the Yodam and Magaribagard. They're the big boys.
Interesting.
Annoyingly resilient to para ammo.
Oyoroi also 16.
There you go.
I think of the Squallow, because the Squallow probably used to be.
Well, yeah, the old Squallow back before they killed him. You bastards.
Baby Squallow.
Bring back the real Squallow.
That's right.
Well, maybe they will with all this
2020.
All the old stuff coming back.
Yeah, maybe. Magaribagard's great though. He is absolutely, and for the 12 points he went down, 13 points or something like that, because I feel like he was like 80 or 84 for that same profile.
He was in the 80s, I think.
Marut is Fizz 17.
Hey, there you go. So there's like 3 big tags that are Fizz 17. The gaining a tag pilot who lets you get dodge on 13 and +1 gizmo kit, combined with being cheaper, like that pilot is basically free against the cost of the old one. Mm-hmm. Great. Like this is such a good solid tag. He does what he needs to do the same way like a Gator might, and like unlike the Gator who had that like CC edge, Magariba just had 360 flamethrower and was all right, fine, go away that way.
Used to be 85 points.
Yeah, there you go.
For the Mine Dispenser profile.
Yep.
That's insane.
I knew it was something like that. Yep, and you can duo them now, which you could before, but now they get a better bonus for it.
The Raicho is Fizz 17.
That also makes sense.
Fair enough. Okay, so there's some big boys out there.
Yeah. Not many though.
They're as strong as the Magariba, but they're not as chunky as the Magariba.
No one's as chunky as the Magariba guard.
It's that extra size. There's so many like buildings that are just size 7, and that size 8, just that tiny bit means you can just like
hops over it. The Maggie is surprisingly mobile, because he kind of like surfs over everything.
Yep. His biggest issue is getting the back of his base onto something. So a lot of your time you spend like you vault up and then down again. Like you don't have the room to get on top of a building, but you're like, oh, I go up this one box, which means I go up this box, and now all of a sudden I'm the tallest thing on the entire board, and then I'm back down again.
Is size 8 bigger than a size 7?
By a hair. It's wider and taller.
But it's like a 60 mil base. They're 55 for tags. I think it's 60 mil for the Maggie. It might even be 80.
It's huge. 70 mil for size 8 tags.
There you go. Yeah, so it's like a 50 millimeters bigger. Yeah.
Yep. It is noticeable when you put it next to another normal tag. But 2 of my favorite models are in this faction that we haven't gotten to, and none of us brought.
Hunzakuts and Torigs. Hunzakuts are the camo infiltrator min -3 stealth surprise attack terrain total, and they do all the FO things.
Their job is
deployable repeater and a sniper.
Dirt cheap.
Yeah, they're 15 to 18 points. The FO of 15 points is amazing.
Right. That
boarding
guy
pistol,
right there.
boarding shotgun, decharge. He's got all the templates. He can boarding shotgun somebody's an FO.
He's not
we
there
only
to
get
fight.
one of them in this faction though, but he's amazing.
Yeah. He's there to show up and go, I have an irregular order and I'm a whip 14 specialist. Boop. Kill me.
The boot. And then Tarigs are your min-6 infiltrators with camo, hidden deployment, infiltration, stealth, surprise attack -3, and terrain total. And they've got all the like hacking stuff and also a Doctor 2 wound. So no +3, but 2 wounds of healing, and then a mind layer on top of that. You got a firewall -3, killer hacker and hacker, so they can do all their hacking at -3 because they're just sneaky as shit. And then they got a sniper rifle on top of that.
It's just a random sniper rifle though. It's so sad. You're like, just get him up to like 33 points.
Give him viral. That's your thing. It's what you do. Give him viral.
Come up to 30 points, make him viral. Yeah. It's just.
But a firewall -3 killer hacker with hidden deployment can ruin somebody's day.
And also whip 15.
Yeah.
Like
they're hacked. They're whip 15. Yeah.
Like even high for Haqqislam. But the fun one is when you bring the mine layer and you put it where you would put a Hunzicut. So you're like, oh, there's an objective near the middle, and you put the camo MIM3 like around the corner to look like it's the Hunzicut that's there.
Yep. And it's a mine.
Or the doctor when you play Janissaries, because you can infiltrate him and have him hidden where the Janissaries are intending to travel. And then they're like, I did it. I knocked the Janissary. And you're like, full health.
Full health. Back to life. Yep. Whip 15, full health. Last thing we didn't talk about is Carmen John's Mercenary Biker. People like this guy. I've seen him quite a bit.
It's how you get smoke.
Yep. And you get booty. So you could just be running around with an HMG, a natural born warrior, min-3 biker. He dies, but like +1 burst chain rifle and a smoke grenade launcher is great. It's not I think it's the only place he exists in this faction, isn't it?
No, because you get that like super NCO Gulam who gives you smoke grenades.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so like if you really need to save this
Alpha Z as well have a smoke grenade launcher? Yep.
I mean, he does.
I'm just saying it's not the place you get it. Like,
yeah, it's true. It's true. You also get the other flyer.
The Hatham Arrow unit, the not Ornithopter. With its heavy shotgun +1 burst Thunderbolt, or
this guy's a mess.
Burst heavy flamethrower Flamen Spear. I don't know why you would take this guy.
Do you like his 1 wound? But he's got no wounding cap. But he doesn't have any immunities.
He has no immunities. So he's 31 points, but he's not that cheap.
Like, I'm pretty sure Shock just kills him, right?
Yep, sure does. Arm 3 Shock. BS 12 8-2 flyer. Super jump 3, terrain total, super jump up propulsion, no wounding cap, no cover, min-6, forward deployment +3.
Yeah, that's weird.
And he's side 7. He's just, he has a +1 burst shotgun, but you gotta get right next to somebody to use it, and then you just
He'll just get templated.
Yeah, you can chain rifle this guy out of the air. On a 10, he's dead. He's got to roll a 10 or less, or he just falls.
And I try to kill a 5-point model.
I think the Zabek is cool, like the 3 wound one we talked about in the previous, like the QK list.
Yeah, the Ornithopter.
Where it's like Ornithopter, and he's got Albedo, and like, he's kind of not great, but like he's got Albedo, and you don't get that very much in this faction. And he's got 3 wounds, and he's still relatively cheap. This guy, no idea. I don't know what you're supposed to do with him, because like
gunfight, I guess.
Yeah,
with a flamethrower.
Yes.
Like, I shoot my Thunderbolt 2 times. Yep.
Yeah.
He's got MIM6, like all the other flyers, but he lost a wound.
And he moves
the same as them.
I mean, he goes 11 too. That's it.
I mean, they speedy, but speedy. What?
So is Tarek.
Right up to you.
You're going to still kill him.
Again, well, that's the problem. Let's do our roundup then, because that is honestly, this guy's a great example of, you look at him and for 36 points, you have a heavy shotgun +1 burst and a Thunderbolt and these mobility stats, or you can take Tarek. And it's like, yeah, you take Tarek.
Tarek's a lot.
Or you take any of Tarek's like little friends that are also little Tareks.
Yep. The Quarry can just run around and be like him.
And be in a link. And have way more survivability, and
or you bring in Namur, who is another like monster run around. Like if it wasn't for the fact that Tarek just squats on this faction, and you're gonna play him if you're playing this faction, like you just are. And you don't
I
have
guess
to.
my
But
comment is that, like, if you compare this guy just to Kawaris, who are a base fire team model in this army, they don't do anything that a Kawari doesn't do better for less points, right? So you're looking at a Kawari at, what is it? Let's take the heavy rocket one and compare it to the
I
what
hate
should we
them.
call it? The Hatham with a
Just
flaming
don't.
spear.
Just
And
we
it's
all
like
know.
31
Absolute
points,
shit.
or I could
Move
have
on.
stop, he's already dead, or it's 29 points, and I have a guy who's just better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It really just doesn't make sense for that guy. But like the faction as a whole, like you have all these super soldiers that are all cool in their own way. Some of them go a little overboard. Like I think the Nahab is a little bit like I've lost the plot.
I
But
have too
like
many rules. I got rules on
most
my
of
rules.
most of them are just really solid dudes. Like the Hakim is a really interesting doctor infiltrati or parachutist with an asthma. Like you don't get that. Kawari and Tarek are super fast, and the Namur's an immune medium infantry. And the Mukhtar has MSV and MIM. Like it's
Rama's a
more
real
common than it used to be, but
it's funny because Rama is a real contender for a fighting army, and is very different from the other assassins armies. Like that's always, I think, what I like the most about the Haqqislam like force distribution in general is this doesn't feel like the other armies.
right.
You can make a
All
very
all
different
three of them
team.
feel totally different.
Totally different. And so, and this is like the, oh no, you get to play with like this super soldier program and have like yeah, we all fight really good. Like we all have like a cool role that we do. And, we're very good at our individual jobs. Now, does it have super units on par with, like, let's say a Kestrel? No.
Kind of. The only
But
thing is
kind
that,
of,
but
there's only
the
one.
super units that have are all the same guy.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, whether it's a Kawari, a Mukhtar, Namur, Tarek, whatever, Zayadin, they're walking across the board shooting at you. Like they're trying to play like the Pano game, and then they gave them a bunch of immunities. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, if all my guys are just going to have to run across the board and shoot you, I'm going to bring the fastest runny and the most shooty. And so you bring Tarek or Magariba Guard or both. And then you're like, well, that's that list for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, gimmick list then. Can we bring Tarek and 2 Maggies?
Yes. It's not even in question. Have I done
you
it?
done
No. I've built the
Why
list.
not?
I never played it.
Feels like you're a coward then, because you.
I think it's just because like I have like I don't like Tarek. I thought he was neat in N4 and N3.
I
And
played
then when
against him. I remember playing against him in N4. I feel like he had a 360 visor or something.
Oh, he was pretty good in N4. But
And
like
for his if he had, what is it? Does he have
maybe just 6th sense?
I think he had 6th sense back then. That's why he was always shooting you.
I was double checking because like combat instinct is great, but combat instinct doesn't make you immune to smoke shooting.
Right.
It's just surprise attack and ignore 6th sense.
right.
So 6th sense is still very valuable. But
So in N4, he was immune to crits, but not immune to arm. And then he had bonus damage to his BS attack. He had martial arts, super jump, stealth. So he was like fairly similar in Natural Born Warrior, but he switched from immunity crit, immunity shock to immunity arm. And in doing so, the whole math about how you fight this guy changed. And then on top of that, he gained Warhorse, which meant he couldn't be isolated because he didn't have that before. And he gains the buff to super jump, and he gains BS attack -3. And then he went down in cost. So like, because he was 57 before, but now he's 53.
Yeah, he used to have the BS attack +2 damage though.
Right, but it wasn't AP on his Spitfire, so that's almost the same thing, right?
Pretty much.
And now he's better in melee because the way Natural Born Warrior and CC -6 works. And so like across the board, he's just better. But like my issue was like, I'm not a huge fan of the superhero models, with one exception. And when this guy first came out, I was like, this is obviously broken. Like clearly there's no way they intended an 8/8 jumping guy who had immunity to everything and a gun that was effective against everything. And then the nerf came to super jump, but they didn't just change it for him. They gave it to everybody, and he kept basically everything. And so I look at this guy and I'm like, how do you actually like defend yourself against Tarek in the game? What is the likely thing that he runs into and he has trouble with? And I honestly, what's that?
Just sitting camo.
So just hiding, right?
Just
But he can just ignore you then. But I mean, like most models in Infinity have like a counter, like your albedo to your MSV or your EM gun to your heavy armor. Like this guy doesn't. He doesn't have a downside. He's just always good at everything, and I think that's wild. Like this guy
isn't
pretty...
that kind of the like there's other things in the game like that though? Isn't that kind of the whatchamacallit, the Hanamoto?
But the Hanamoto can be immobilized. Hanamoto can be isolated. Like
Sure.
Hanamoto gains a little bit of a difference because he gets the ability to do objectives, but he doesn't super jump nearly as fast. Like you're right that there's other guys that are like that. Like definitely what's his name? Maximus is in the same vein, but Maximus is a tag, and so he's susceptible to isolation and carbonite and stuff like that. But this guy has got none of that. He's just always effective. And I don't know, for whatever reason, because of that, I have shied away from playing Tarek in basically any time I've tried to touch this faction.
Don't like him because you think he's a crutch, and that people that use him are weak.
Well, I don't like it because I feel like he should be changed. Like I feel like there's like something wrong with this profile, and like you should use it. It's great. You know, you make sure you get home safe. Like don't go crazy with him and think that you can't die, because on the reactive turn you can kill this guy. It'll still be challenging, but you can definitely do it. But like you play against somebody who knows what they're doing, unless they get really unlucky, I feel like Tarek's just gonna kill everything.
Just gonna kill you.
Yep. And I want Alpha Seeds to be better. Take some rules off of Tarek and give them the Alpha Seed.
Make Alpha Seed great again.
Yeah. I don't know what you would give them. Be his attack -6.
Yeah, there you go.
You have Warhammer? So sad.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've solved the double Maggie list, so hear me out. So we've got Tarek Mansouri, plus an order, Quarry Doctor to follow him around and get him back to life. And then we got Maggie, both with the Minus Spencers, 3 Fanuses, Hakeem with the Nazmat A2, Evo Hacker so that the Maggies don't get hacked, and then a Mons Trucker with a Nazmat to fix the Maggies. Everybody's got healing. You have ultimate machine guns that shoot every direction, and you got Tarek running up on people. 5 SWC, 300 points. So you can do it. You can take the greatest hits.
I mean, you could go even further. And
of course you can.
Well, I just mean to say you could what's it called? I forget. My brain's melting.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, here we go. You just don't bring Tarek's friends, and instead of bringing the extra doctors for Tarek, you bring the Burkut engineers for the Magariba guards.
There you go.
And then Tarek just does his own thing, not needing any friends because
he's still Tarek.
Fuck it, we ball. Like you're just bringing Tarek, and then 2 Magariba guards with their Burkuts, and they're dropping mines and EMs and.
Well, you just have the Magariba guards dropping mines wherever Tarek's about to go fight. They don't even necessarily have to fight themselves, right? They can just lay up Tarek to drop like mines exploding around wherever he's about to go shoot.
In the end of your turn, you just coordinate suppression on all 3 of them, and there you go.
Mm-hmm. Everyone fights, no one quits.
Yep.
All right, we did it. We did Ramah Task Force, and now we get to do Vanilla Hack, the final chapter.
I like Ramah because it's somewhat, you can parse it. You can look at it, and you can see what's good. The other hack of plan was confusing.
Yeah, it does what it says in the tin because it's a gunfighting army, right? So like you get to look at it and go like, oh, I can understand how this works. I cast gun with my super soldiers who are good at casting Stay Alive and Jump Real Fast. It's a pretty self-explanatory trick to play Ramah Task Force. So we'll be back next week with Vanilla Haqqislam. And I think that's our last breakdown for this faction. And we might be able to convince Owen to do Tohan now that he's going to turn with them. All right, bye everybody.